My question today is, what are some red flags I should be looking out for in an interview? Well, I could come up with a long list, but I'm going to give you my top 5 that you should be looking for. And if you see it, be cautious. Now, the first one is going to be the distracted interviewer. The distracted interviewer seems to not be present with you. They're looking at their watch, they're looking at their computer, they just do not seem to be engaged in the conversation. So you have to ask yourself why. Hiring should be important, and it should have that interviewer's time and attention. So if they aren't giving it to you, what is happening within that organization that they would not put the emphasis on hiring the right people and being present in those interviews? So that's a caution that you should be looking out for. The second thing is an aggressive interviewer. So if you feel like you're in an interrogation instead of a conversation, I would be aware of that as well. You certainly probably are going to feel uncomfortable about that. And the question is, why? Why would this person put you through that type of process? So if they're doing that on purpose, what is the point of that? How does that relate to the job? And if they aren't doing it on purpose, but that's just their style, then you have to be aware of that, especially if that would be a person you would be working with and how they would treat you. The third thing you should look out for is an interviewer that talks a lot. They're dominating the conversation. They want to talk about whatever it is they want to talk about, and they're not asking questions about you. Now, that may make the interview easier for you, but it is a red flag because it should be a two-way conversation where each side is learning about each other. So if someone's talking too much, then the question would be, is that just their style, or are they filling time? So another red flag for you to look out for. Another thing would be is if the interviewer is being somewhat evasive in their answers to your questions. So you're trying to get information to decide if this job is the right fit for you, and you're not getting the information you really need. It's very vague. When you press them, they're not really helping you to understand. You have to ask yourself why. Most people would provide the information, but if they're hiding something, you should be aware of that. Another thing I would be aware of is the interviewer that interrupts you all the time. Now, sometimes an interviewer will interrupt if they feel you are going on a little bit too long in your answer, and so they want to get things back on track. But if it is happening quite often and you're noticing that, then you have to ask yourself again, like all of these situations, why? Why is this person interrupting? What's going on here? What is it saying about the person who's interviewing you? And especially, again, if that's a person that is going to be working with you. If they're interrupting you, not letting you get out the information, then just be aware, if you're working with them, that probably is how they're going to communicate, and that could be a problem for you. So those are my top 5. Be aware of them, don't dismiss them, and then make the best choice for yourself on whether that is the right manager, the right team, or the right organization for you.